Pretty organically. I think he's done Will Ferrell every year, like you said. So, yeah, I was kind of just one of the odd guys out. So I think he just, said, "Do you want to join?" And said sure. And yeah, it was a good time. I thought the guys. Mine was probably the worst, honestly, but the other guys looked pretty good.
The mustache, have you?
It was falling off. It was falling off.
Right, which I guess is part of the sign of a good night. Did you watch the movie growing up?
Yeah, watched it a few times. Refreshed my memory last week, so it was good. Yeah.
Did you commit to the role?
I did. Yeah, we were fully committed. Yeah, fully committed.
How about JBD? Was JBD fully committed to being Brick?
Yeah, I give him credit. He did pretty good. I don't know where he ordered it from, but he looked like pretty identical. So yeah, he did a good job. I liked him.
What's been most encouraging about the last couple of days here? Tuesday, of course, being a big one, but where do you think things are at with the group right now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last game was a good shift for us to get back into how we want to play, and just coming back home and making it a place that's hard for teams to come into, and we've showed that at home so far. So yeah, just like I said, a good game, and just carry it over into tomorrow.
I think you're being used penalty killing too at times. Like, forgive my ignorance, you did it a ton in the past, but I just wonder what that does for a player to be more involved over the course of it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think it helps keep you in the game, and just a lot of little things, and good way to help your team out too. So I love doing it. Yeah, anything to get on the ice more, right? So and I love killing with G too. So yeah, and glad Greener trusts me right now on it, and just trying to do my best.
What's it been like to play with him, a guy that's played nearly 1,200 games but has been consistent as he has?
Yeah, he's been awesome. Just seeing his work ethic every day, and how much he loves hockey, and how much fun he has, but how serious he takes it too. So yeah, definitely been a big mentor for me. I don't even know if he realizes that, but obviously just the last couple of years. So he's really big for our team.
Anything surprise you about him or his game playing on the line?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, grew up watching him and stuff, and you see all the highlights and things like that. But I think just some small plays that he makes during the games, even last game on my goal, just such a smart little play, and he does that every game. So yeah, I love playing with him. It's a lot of fun.
Did you tell him you grew up watching him?
I mean, he could probably guess that.
It made him feel old.
Yeah, I remember actually when he got traded here a few years ago, I was unpacking some stuff, and he was on the cover of one of the NHL games, and I picked it up, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So yeah, it's nice to have him here.
What do you remember about when you signed here? What did you think you were getting? And he already had 1,000 games at that time in his career.
Yeah.
I remember your reaction when you signed.
Yeah, I was fired up. Still to this day, it's pretty cool to be able to play with him, and obviously it's a different relationship now. We're teammates and friends, obviously. So, but yeah, he's a lot of fun to have here, and just really good for everyone. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I can talk about G. I really like him, guys. He's great.
Same key as every other game that we talk about: playing consistent hockey, being prepared physically, mentally, competitive, consistent.
Just need to carry over what you did against St. Louis. Maybe you're not going to get 8 goals every night, but the way you played in this.
Yeah, I mean, we played a good game against St. Louis. It's going to be a new game, new start, new building. We're going to be very committed to our game. And the Rangers are a good team. They're one of the teams that people talk about winning a Stanley Cup, and we're going to have to play a solid, hard game of hockey for 60 minutes.
Your power play's been firing on all cylinders to begin the season, but the 5-on-5 play has been kind of up and down. How would you assess maybe your 5-on-5 play through 9 games?
Well, defensively, I've liked it up till the Colorado game. I think we were expected goals 7th, and 10th, I think, after the Vegas game, which is pretty good for, our core, I believe, where we're trying to get to. The Colorado game skyrocketed. It was almost like 2 offensive games in one. And I thought last game we were pretty good. 5-on-5 offense. I'd like to see us create a little more. Obviously, last game we did have a lot of chances. The Colorado game we had a fair amount of chances, but gave up way too many. So we've worked hard on our defensive game. It's still a work in progress, and offensively, I think there's still some room to grow.
We didn't see Artem Zubek practice again today. How close is he to returning?
Well, he hasn't practiced with the team yet, so that gives you an idea. Once he skates with the team, he'll be close.
Is he skating? Like
Yep.
you would, yeah, okay.
We're a little way, as you were kind of building out what you saw everyone's roles potentially to be this year, did you start to think of Josh Norris as a penalty killing option for you?
Yeah, we did. I think he's one of those players that, you talk about two-way centermen. I think he's made a big jump in his defensive game, his commitment to it. In the offseason, we talked about penalty killing with him. I think he's done a good job with that. And I think as we move forward, I'd like to see some of our offensive guys get into that role. The way the game's changing, if your top guys can kill penalties, they're smart. They're smart players. I think it can help your PK.
Gets them on the ice more too, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And they're still evening out ice time. If you give a guy like Timmy penalty kill time, then you're going to take away from 5-on-5 time. So he's already playing 20 minutes, and so there's that part to think about.
The Rangers have a world-class goalie, some talented skaters, including Mika Zibanejad, a guy that played here for a while. What's the challenge?
Yeah, you've mentioned, 2 guys, good goalie, Zibanejad, and I think there's a longer list than that. They've got a really good team, top to bottom, throughout their lineup. You don't have the seasons they've had in the past here without having good players and good team play, good structure. They know how to win, and they don't have many off nights.
Travis, can I ask one sorry, I apologize. Tyler Clevin, just doing a feature on him. Can you share with us what your impressions have been for his, now he's a full-time NHL for the first time?
Yeah, I think he's one of the guys in our team that has progressed, I'd like to say, use that word. I thought he probably didn't have his best training camp, was probably thinking a little bit too much, and he's really, every game we're seeing improvement in different areas. I think confidence is a big part of his progression. He seems like he believes that he fits. He's playing quicker, harder, passing with more authority. Everything he's doing has more conviction in it, and he's progressing nicely. Yeah.
Follow up just from a player's perspective, your own playing career.
Mm-hmm.
If you think back to the time when you went from being feeler hitter to a temporary guy who might get sent back at any moment versus now being a full-time guy, how much better a player does that make you with that confidence?
It does. Confidence is a funny thing, and when you have it, you feel like you can do anything. When you don't, you feel like you can't do anything at all. So I think that's been the biggest part that I've seen in his game, is that he has a look of belief inside of him. And you can have a bunch of people tell you that to be confident, but it really comes from within. And that's been the biggest change. And sometimes it takes a long time for players to really believe that they belong in the league. And I think it's different for every player.
I'm just kind of curious about sticking on the defense. You've kept Shabbat and Jensen as a pair throughout the whole season, and their analytics have kind of improved throughout. Mm-hmm. What made you keep them together, and what do you like about the two?
Well, they're both good players. I think part of it is that we see Zuby being a good fit with Sandy. So I think both games have progressed. Shabby's a guy that's been here a long time, but we're asking Shabby to maybe play a little bit different than he has in the past. And I think his game is improving. It has. I think Jens is feeling more comfortable in a new system too. And their game, you can see it analytically and with not just the analytics, just by the eye. I think they're both playing better.
How would you like the club and JPD pairing?
Yeah, they're both playing well. It's a young pair. We're showing a lot of faith and trust in them, but I think both their games have continued to grow.